guys, I'm Elizabeth Panos.
And I'm Aaron Stapish, and today we have a topic that actually we will admit we tried to avoid for a little while because it's a really heated topic and there are a lot of opinions on this that are very different. Some people are heated one way, some are heated the other. Now what it is, it's about, as you guys could see by what was behind us, was the game Hatred. Now if you guys didn't know, by the way, it was developed by Destructive Creations and is scheduled for release in 2015, not an exact date. But basically what the game is, all in all in general, in case you guys don't know, and we'll put a link for the trailer below, but it's basically a game where you're like some enraged guy who is wearing like, you know, the typical like long trench coat with the long hair, whatever.
He's just starting with saying that he hates everything and he's just miserable and just hates life and he wants to die in a violent way.
Yeah, so he wants to take out revenge on the world and everybody. There's no motive, there's no, oh, this guy deserves it more than this guy. It's anybody deserves it just because he's upset at the world and he says, F the world, F everybody, I'm gonna go down dying too. Now, the main thing for me, it's not that big of a deal in gaming because this kind of stuff does happen all the time in gaming. Games like Grand Theft Auto, Manhunt, where there's pointless killing. But something, and we were talking about this with other people too, our editor and other people.
It hit a switch. It just, there's something about it, especially because there's kids. I remember there was one spot in the trailer that I literally like covered my hand over my mouth because there is like a kid screaming no, and he just takes the gun, puts it in his mouth, and shoots him and blows the kid's brains out.
It's different when it's kids, and also I did want to say this is something I did mean to say, is that this is our strong opinions, guys, fully before we go on. Yes, we're gonna have, we said there's different opinions, but we're not gonna BS you guys. We're not gonna give you guys the soft answer. We're going to tell you guys whether we like it or we don't, and we'll just be honest and open with you guys, so try not to hate too much based on our opinions. But yeah, like you said, it's something about it like struck a chord in me, and it's weird because games do this all the time, but this one just hit us. And I think a big part of it is because we, as Americans especially, there's been a lot of public shootings.
Oh yeah, in schools all the time. There's recent ones. I mean, I hear about them like sometimes like once a month, and now they're having a game which is just going to put the idea more into kids' heads.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people on YouTube and other people say, and there are valid points for both sides. I'm not really on a side, I'd say I'm like in the middle, but a lot of the points people say is that, people can just know the difference between gaming and real world, which yes, most of us do. I mean, I am the first to admit that I play disgusting games. I watch disgusting movies. I am one of the most, she knows, I'm one of the most hardcore horror movie fans in the world. I love the darkest of dark horrors with the crazy stuff. But there are people out there that don't know how to decipher between reality and gaming and movies, and there are people that admit to killing people because of shows like Dexter.
A guy said he killed his girlfriend because of Dexter. I mean, like, people do get confused with whether it's a show or a game, and for here talking about a game, I just think this crossed a certain line. It just took it too far for me.
Yeah, and I will say, hands down, I am not saying that this game doesn't have the rights to be out or it shouldn't be out or boycott the game. I think the best way to boycott something technically, if you don't want to have any part of it, just don't play it. Don't download it, get away from it, put on your headphones and step away. Obviously us doing this is gonna, you know, the more that people talk about it, the more people hear about it.
That's like even all the reactions that I was watching on YouTube and everything, people were saying like, oh, we feel hypocritical. So that's what I was saying. Like, we feel kind of hypocritical because we're talking about it, but it is like a big thing that we felt needed to be talked about. But I know like Boogie's video, he was saying that it's all about like the freedom and the right to be able to make anything and
which
to
they
have
do
that
have.
Open creativity. Yeah, they definitely have the right to make it. But I also think this drives me crazy, and I know somebody else had said this too, but I feel like they're just doing it just to stir talk because they said that too. But it's like it doesn't even look like that great of a game. The graphics look awful. It's just, they're just doing it just to do it.
Well, it's like a classic case of try hard, as they call it. Basically, what is it? Destructive Creations. They issued a statement saying that they did this to create something that against trends. Basically, they know that, hey, making all these fun, bubbly games aren't getting like big talk, and this game's definitely getting talk. And like I said earlier, I just can't get past the fact that, yeah, it's been done, and I know I'm reiterating myself, like this is done all the time in games, but for some reason I can't really put my finger on it. Maybe the fact there's no motive, even though in games like Grand Theft Auto you can do like the free play where there is no motive for what you're doing, but there is a story, and it seems like what from the trailer they gave us is they purposely gave us no motive except just to kill freely, which
but it's also like they're idolizing the murder. That's what I don't like. They're like idolizing the person who would go in for the school shooting or something like that and making them like seem being good almost in a way. Like your goal is to go kill all these people. Like you're like playing that part, and I didn't like that. It didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, like we said earlier, there are people that can't decipher reality from games, and I'll be honest, and this is a very serious subject. People, we try to act like it's not real, but there's people out there that are depressed kids who are alone, who think have these thoughts of taking revenge out on people. I've seen in comment sections of these videos like, hey, this game might actually help me suppress my feelings of wanting to kill people. I don't know if that'll do that for everyone, maybe suppress some of those feelings, but there probably will be the opposite end where some people are like, that guy's badass, I'm gonna go do it too. And I know we can't blame it on games because people are who they are, and gaming is, I would definitely say, no, I'm not one of those people. It's like gaming causes violence in the world and gaming this, even though I know some people do say it can. What do you think about gaming and violence? Do you think real life violence attributes from that?
I've read a lot of studies on this, especially after being a teacher, and I've read studies where it shows that it actually makes people more empathetic towards humans instead of taking revenge or things like that. And then I've also seen where it causes violence, but then that was also with like just watching TV in general and electronics at a young age. So there's just all different studies on it, so it's kind of like both ways.
We also wanted to point out what the reaction was between the community. Like we said in the beginning, there's mixed, but there's actually like a lot of communities and people on Twitter, even gamers, hardcore gamers, who are trying to boycott the game in general. I wouldn't go that far because I'm all for freedom and what people want to do in gaming, and especially a creative art, which gaming really is an art form. It's just a creative way for developers to do this. So if you don't want to do it, just don't be a part of it. But another thing that's scaring gamers besides that is something that I didn't even think about before, is that is this going to start like a whole nother trend of back in the days, like when Night Trap came out and Mortal Kombat came out, how we had lawyers on CNN telling us that we need new, that's kind of what started the ESRB ratings, was Night Trap with some of the scandalous stuff, which now looking back on isn't that big of a deal, and Mortal Kombat. Also some people I heard compare the game to like Battlefield and Call of Duty, but I would say kind of a bad comparison because that's like war-based and it's like you're going into scenes where people are planned for war. This is like...
Well, that's the other thing. People were talking about like other games where you're doing a lot of killing and how there's like a difference, like with Shadow of Mordor, how you're like killing like the orcs and everything like that, and the difference between doing that and humans. You know what I mean? Like some people are saying, oh, it's the same thing. You're just doing lots of killing no matter what it is for. And then other people are saying like, no, it's different because it's a human being and they're innocent people.
Yeah, I actually played a Call of Duty game one time. I don't remember which one it was, and I remember it was on single player. Remember when we used to play single player on Call of Duty, guys? But where you had to like go in a terminal and kill the random people, and it's like, for some reason, as weird as I am with the weird movies I watch, I didn't want to play it. I'm like, I don't really like when my mission is just to like kill random people. Like even in the Grand Theft Auto stuff, I never really got into because I was like, it's not for me. But I know amazing series, done amazing things, the open world in that game, and the stories I hear are awesome too. So overall it's cool, and everybody might think it's cool in their own ways. But my question is, will you be playing if you had a chance to play?
Definitely not. I will not be playing. I don't want to support it. I'm not going to bash anybody who decides to play it, but I mean, for me, the biggest thing that I saw was the part with the library when there's like a quick thing where he's like shooting people in the library or something, and I was just like, no, after like teaching and everything, it's just, it doesn't sit right. So I will not be playing.
Everyone's gonna have their opinions. Like we said, Boogie, I know Alpha Omega Sin did a good video. Rev 3 was kind of on the side that they were shocked by too, and I was surprised. They were very
I like that. They were really
openly against the game, but we all have our opinions. That's what makes us this gaming community awesome, is we can all do what we want. And I will say, as far as me, I won't be playing it. Not that I'm so disgustedly disgusted, but I just have no desire to play it. And like you said earlier,
it doesn't even look
guys,
good.
I said that on
look awful.
I said that on the page where the trailer was posted. I said, guys, besides the politicalness of this and what's right and what's wrong, realistically, the game looks pretty bad. The graphics look bad. It's a black and white top-down Smash TV. I would just go and play some Smash TV on the Super Nintendo and have fun. This looked, I don't know, dull to me. But I mean, it's each their own. But if you do play it and you don't do violence, I know you guys won't. You guys are all smart out there. But yeah, as also a parent, as a father myself, the whole school shooting things that was mentioned earlier, I don't know, it just popped into my brain again. It's like, that's not something that I really think should ever be recreated. I didn't see any school shootings in the game, but if they go that route, I will say straight and be honest. I'll be honest with my opinion. If they go that whole like, let's go shoot up a school, done. Game, I would say, take it away. It's trash. Yeah, Sandy Hook, Columbine, all that stuff was not joking matters, and it never should be. And also, we didn't talk about parents who see this stuff who might have had kids or public library shootings or anything, you know, like what if you play that game or you know someone playing it where you had a son or a daughter
affected? It's going to strike a chord with anybody who was involved.
Yeah, but that's it for us, you guys. And like we said, opinions, we have, you know, mixed. They have their freedom. Let them do what they want. But at the same time, just everybody be smart with who you are as a person. As gamers, we need to be respectful and smart as human beings, knowing what we should do and play and how we should just decide not to play something if you don't want to be a part of it. So I'm just going to skip it, and that's it. I'm not going to boycott, not going to hate TheGrid on it. I can't even, it's funniness doesn't work in this topic.
No, it doesn't.
But it's time to go, you guys. Hey, make sure and check it out. Follow us at Grid Gaming and at Grid Gaming Live on Twitch. And
hashtag Grid Gaming.
And hashtag Elizabeth Thanos, Aaron Stapish.
I can't even say my own name now.
But you could say it. Go ahead, say it.
I'm Elizabeth Thanos. You took it away.
I'm Aaron Stapish. We'll talk to you guys again here soon at the Grid Gaming. Stay smart, gamers. Ooh, you like that?
I did like that.
Smart.
That worked.
That was smart.